Good morning. Whoops. It took apparently a couple of seconds here for Zoom to do its thing, so it's the delay again. I'm getting the hang of this. So good morning. And here we are on Monday morning, and we are looking at picking our next life principle card. And you know, one of the things that I was thinking about this morning was, you know, as we're getting close to the end of 2019, you know, I was feeling back to what was my essence for this year. And I invite you to you know, ask that same question to you. What defined overall your 2019? What essences, what qualities, what inquiries did you make in 2019? For me, really strongly, a concept that kept coming up again and again and again was about risk, trust, and flow, the interaction between those three concepts. And, you know, risk is an interesting concept. We think of risk as dangerous, but risk really actually is enlivening. Risk is something that you take measured, of course, but it's something that adds fuel to your life. It adds a spice to life, and it allows you to move forward. You know, doing these Facebook Lives every day at 9 a.m. in the morning right now, that feels like a big risk for me. You know, 9 a.m. for one is not an ideal time for me to be doing this. I am unfortunately not a morning person. I've tried to change, you know, that pattern, but, you know, morning is not my ideal time to do something like this. So, but I wanted to play with the risk of that. The other risk is, will I be saying anything that would be of interest to you? You know, how do I convey this body of work that has been so profoundly impactful to a large group of people that have profoundly made changes in themselves? You know, we always talk about change being so hard for people, and that it is, I mean, change can be slow boat to China. I mean, how do we change, and how do we speed up changing ourselves to become who we want to become? I mean, you know, change for just change's sake is useless, but how do we change so that we can become who we want to become? And it's so challenging to speak of, you know, the life principles in a way that conveys the comprehensiveness of this framework, you know. And what came to mind this morning was the metaphor of, you know, how do you you know, explain an elephant who's to somebody who's never seen an elephant, or to a blind person. You know, you lead them to the ear and they feel the ear. Oh, an elephant is like a sheet of paper, right? Or you know, somebody holds on to the trunk. Oh, an elephant is like a tree trunk. Or the tail, it's like a rope. But it doesn't capture the whole elephant. It doesn't capture what the fullness of that elephant is until you step back and see everything in its most incredible, beautiful mosaic, put together, woven together into this magnificent thing. And in some way, I feel a lot like these life principles are like that. And what I'm doing every morning is I'm dribbling, you know, one little piece to you. But I invite you to really take every morning and start weaving it together into this, you know, and let's call the elephant your future self. Who do you want this future self that you are becoming to be, and then take each piece. You know, we've done fear-free, we've done love yourself, love your body, and take each of those pieces, and the tiny piece that I can impart to you during this little tiny Facebook Live, and just put it in to the whole mosaic and let it flow out. And, you know, so risk, trust, flow for me is trusting that what I'm saying is going to be valuable to at least one of you, I hope, because that's, and even if it's not, you know, even if it's not, just to be in my own core and my own beauty, and enjoying and celebrating just serving this way for, you know, through the end of December. So, and then letting it flow. You know, what I'm noticing a lot is that, you know, as I prepare for these, you know, I've gotten back into thinking. It's like, oh, what am I going to say? What, you know, and maybe I should say it this way. And then I start practicing. And really where I have learned that I am in my most flow state is when my brain is quiet and I allow knowingness to flow in from the mind. See, we make a distinction between brain and mind. Your brain is up here, it's artificial intelligence. It cannot learn anything new. Where you make the biggest leap in your evolution, in your awareness, is when you can understand that you also have access to a mind, and mind is where intuition is, mind is where knowingness is, mind is when you can suddenly get a flash of a picture and you know the whole story, you know exactly what it is that you're looking at. It's a nanosecond picture, but you have the full 3D, full-on story. That's mind. That's not brain. Your brain's not going to take you on this journey. So that is where the trust and the flow comes in, allowing my mind to come in rather than thinking about what it is that I want to say to you. So for this morning, we are going to pick a card again. So here's the card deck. So we pulled Love Yourself, Love Your Body twice in a row. So it'll be interesting to see. You know, Rennie asked me, what are you going to do if we call it, pick it another time? Well, I'll see what wants to be said. So here we go. So tune in. Let this card be the focus for your day. Let this principle infuse you and become part of the mosaic of your future self. So here we go. What card would most support you today? No way. Okay. All right. This is interesting. So, you know, as I said yesterday, you know, there is nothing statistical about these cards whatsoever, nothing, you know, and when patterns repeat, it is really a golden opportunity to dive deeper and deeper. You know, Lakita made a point yesterday, you know, when I picked this card, Love Yourself, Love Your Body, for the second time, she made the point that it is always an opportunity to go deeper. You know, when a pattern shows up, and I'm a pattern girl, I love seeing patterns. So when a pattern shows up, you know, my ears perk. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? So let's see what wants to be said today about it. So I focused the last 2 days on the Love Your Body part to really help you understand that you are actually two parts. This one package deal is actually two parts, you the awareness and you the body. But really that second part, or the first part of that principle, is love yourself. What does that really mean? You know, we talk a lot about love. Oh yeah, I love myself and such, but really deeply, what does that mean? You know, when I work with clients, one of the things that oftentimes happens is when we dig deeper and deeper and deeper, what we find is a deep core of unworthiness.
this notion that I'm not good enough, that I'm not worthy, even to do this work, to become who we all have the birthright to become. But there's this deep unworthiness, like I am not able to do this work, I'm not good enough to do this work. And so the love yourself part is absolutely essential to understand the magnificence of who you are. You are a human being. You are, yes, very early of awake, but you are waking up. And that is part of this elephant of understanding the big picture of who you truly are and the magnificence of who you are and the birthrights that you have. Of course, you are worthy to become the future self that you can choose to become. Of course, you are good enough, but you have got to make the choice. And to start that step of loving yourself with everything that of who you have chosen to be, everything that who you are, with all the egos that you've created over your lifetime to help you manage being a just waking up human being. They all have had their purpose. But and you get to step back into this macro view that I spoke of a few days ago. You know, pull back out of this myopicness of your life right now and pull back and actually be in awe, be in delight, be in the joy of the magnificence of who you are and who you can choose to become, and love that. Love that with everything that you have, with the, you know, wake up in the morning and look at the mirror and say, good morning, beautiful. I love you. And we are on this journey together. We are going towards our future self. And I am bringing those qualities into the here and now so I can start tasting that, feeling that, touching that. We are able to do that, you know, and one of the key concepts in understanding what I just said is that we live in a linear time and space here. It is here to give us the sensation that there is a progression of evolution. But the true nature is actually simultaneity, that past, present, future are all happening here right now. And that is a hard concept to understand. And I am not sitting here saying I understand simultaneity, but what I understand from it is that because our future self actually already exists, I can bring it into the present right here, right now, and feel the qualities. And I personally, in a journey that I took, was able to experience that. So I'm not just talking conceptual here. I got to experience actually consecutive future selves, you know, future selves that were, you know, it became more and more evolved, and I could feel them. I could feel who I was becoming. And now what I'm working on is moving towards that. And these qualities of the Life Principle training woven together are helping make that journey. So today, your focus is to love yourself. You know, we've been focusing on love your body, and don't forget that either. We're just putting another puzzle piece in, but loving yourself. And if you feel a tweak of unworthiness, just observe it. Don't become it. Don't go into that black hole. Just see it. See, oh yeah, there's the ego of unworthiness, and hopefully one of these days we'll check egos, because then I'll explain exactly that principle. But for today, just sink into a deep self-love for yourself, for the miracle of who you are and the miracle of who you're becoming. Okay, so with that, have a magnificent day, truly loving yourself, truly sinking into that knowingness. With that, I wish you a magnificent day, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Bye.